Bolu stood under the mango tree beside her father's house, the evening sun wrapping her in a soft orange glow. The leaf whispered in the wind, and the scent of rain lingered in the air. She had stood under this tree many times before, each time with hope in her heart. But this evening there was no hope, only silence. Philip, his name still echoed in her chest like an old hymn. She could still hear the laughter they once shared when they first met in the university. He was tall, soft-spoken, with a gap-toothed smile that melted her defenses. She was a firebrand, outspoken, driven, full of life. Somehow, their opposites found balance. In class, they competed. In the hostel corridors, they joked. But in their quiet moments, they dreamed. They both served in different states for NYSC, but stayed connected after. He traveled to the UK shortly after their service year. She wept the day he boarded the plane. He kissed her forehead and said, "I'll come back for you, Bolu. Just wait for me." And she did. Their love didn't wither with distance. In the early days, he called every week. They would talk for hours. Sometimes she'd fall asleep with the phone still pressed to her ear. He told her about the cold in London, the long work shifts, the loneliness. She shared about the chaos in Lagos, her new teaching job, the stress of commuting. He promised that once he was stable, he would return and marry her properly. 2 years passed, then three, then five. She remembered that call vividly. "Bolu, I can't come home yet," he said, his voice tight with emotion. "But I've sent the money to my family. They'll handle everything. Don't worry, I've told them exactly what to do." She had cried, not because she was sad, but because she was finally going to be his wife. Philip family traveled down to Osun State. Her uncles and auntie gathered. The bride price was paid. Traditional items were bought in large baskets: kola nuts, drinks, fabrics, yam tubers, and the symbolic bride money tucked inside an envelope. Her parents accepted the offer. Songs were sung. Women danced. Bolu wore a simple white lace blouse and tied her mother gold wrapper. Her heart beat fast all through the ceremony, though he wasn't there to hold her hand. After the ceremony, he called again. "Don't worry, my wife," he said. "Soon I'll come back and take you to the UK. Just give me some time." And she believed. But time, as it does, became a cruel stranger. A year passed, then another, and another. In the seventh year, his calls became less frequent. He always had an excuse: work, immigration issues, health problems. Still, she held on. People whispered in the village. Her cousin mocked her in private. Her friend moved on, got married, had babies, but Bolu waited. In the ninth year, silence became a pattern. No more calls, no messages. His social media went dark. She visited his family in Lagos. Philip, his younger brother, scratched his head, avoiding her eyes. "We haven't heard from him either. Maybe he changed numbers." She left their home with shaking knees. Her father urged her to move on. Her mother wept with her at night, but Bolu, she still believed, because how do you stop loving someone who once made you feel seen in a world that only passed you by? In the 10th year, her health began to decline, not in the dramatic sense, but in the quiet way heartbreak takes its toll. She barely ate. Her laughter became a memory. She took to sitting under the mango tree each evening, as if hoping a car would pull up and would step out, arms wide open. Then came the news. A neighbor returned from the UK and casually mentioned seeing Philip in Manchester, married to a white woman, 2 children. Looks like life has been good to him. The words cut like hot iron against her chest. Married, 2 children. She didn't cry that night. She simply walked into her room and lay still. The next morning, she wrote a letter and placed it in her Bible. "Philip, I don't know what happened to you. Maybe you forgot me. Maybe life changed you. Maybe I wasn't enough. But I loved you. I believed you. I waited. If you ever return, know that I forgave you a long time ago, but I'm done waiting. Bolu. That same week, she sold all the asoebi fabrics she had kept for the wedding that never came. With the little savings she had, she enrolled in a tailoring course in town. I will make dresses for real brides, she told her mother with a small smile, even if I never became one. 2 years later, Bolu ran her own bridal fashion store in Ibadan. Her designs were known for their elegance, and her shop was always busy. She never married, but every dress she designed carried the pain, the strength, and the resilience of a woman who once waited under a mango tree, believing in love. And in a small photo frame on the shelf, behind her sewing machine, there was an old picture of her and Philip in their NYSC uniforms, not to remember him, but to remember who she once was, and how far she had come. The moral lesson for this story is that true love is proven by action, not words. Waiting in silence leads to heartbreak. Value yourself enough to move forward when promises fade. Your future shouldn't hang on someone else's delay. This is the end of this story. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up and share with your friends. Subscribe and hit the bell for updates. Let us know where you are watching us from in the comments.